All right, this is all about solving proportions. All right, so there's two main strategies that I really like to use when I am solving proportions, ones that kind of make sense. These we can think of as proportional relationships. They are proportional. And so we know that they are equivalent fractions. And the way that I usually work with equivalent fractions would be to set it up with the giant 1 and solve it this way. So I know that 7 times something is going to give me 3. So to find what's going to go in my giant 1, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to do 3 divided by 7, which is going to give me this kind of ugly decimal, 0.428, blah, 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 blah. Okay. When you are doing this, if you're using a calculator, you have access to a calculator, you are going to want to make sure you do not round this number. So when I am typing this into my calculator, let me see if I can get a calculator pulled up here. Okay, so what I mean by this is when I did 3 divided by 7, I get this kind of crazy decimal. It's not very nice. It's irrational. And I don't want to round that because if I round it, I'm going to get something weird. So if I know, I think I can get it to split screen. Let's see. There we go. So I know that this this decimal is going to go in there. So I know it's also going to be 0.42 blah, 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 8 to get x. And I need to multiply that by 5. So instead of doing 0.43, I'm going to not round it, and I'm just going to do this number times 5. And I get that x equals 2.14. Here's where you can do your rounding. You don't need to give that whole big, long number. Okay, so there we've got x. Now, the other way that you could do this is fraction busters. I know that I'm going to multiply both of these by 3 times 7 over 1 to get rid of my denominators. I don't want them there, so I'm going to get rid of those 7s. I'm going to get rid of the 3s. What I end up with is 3 times 5 equals 7x. So 15 equals 7x. To get x alone, I divide both sides by 7. X equals 7 goes into 15 2 times with 1. That would be 14, so 1/7 would be left over. 1/7 is that weird 0.1428, blah, blah, blah. So it is the same thing as we got before. This gives me a nicer number to work with. It's kind of up to you whether you want that not so lovely decimal or you want the fraction. But either method is going to get you that answer. I'm just going to say it's about 2.14. All right, so there's one strategy for solving. Or there's two different strategies. Let's try them again. This one, I know that I'm going to use, I know they're proportional. I know that they're equivalent. So I'm going to use the giant 1 again. So what can I multiply by 24 to get to 36? To find that answer, I'm going to do 36 divided by 24. and I get 1.5. Whew, that's a lot nicer for us. Now, we're still going backwards because x, I'm going to write this over here, x times 1.5 equals 30. And I'm going to do 1.5 times x equals 30. So now I need to divide by 1.5. So 30 divided by 1.5, and I get x equals 20. So 20 out of 24 is equal to 30 out of 36. There we go. All right, so again, we could do that method with fraction busters. I know that I am going to do 24 times 26 over 1 and 24 times 36 over 1. Sorry about that. Sorry, this should have been 36. All right, now I'm getting rid of my 24s. I have 36x equals, and then I'm getting rid of the 36. Go back to that. So this would be 24 times 30. And I get 720. Divide both sides by 36 to get x all alone. X equals 20. So the method you choose is up to you. There are just a couple different methods that you can feel free to try.